I feel like the raccoon behavior is honestly getting out of control within the Black community. It's like y'all are doing this thing where y'all think that y'all are so intellectual that you actually end up circling right back to the same pseudoscience and white supremacist like mindset and talking points. Welcome back, everyone. This is Griot of the Diaspora, and I am your host, Nakaira G. And today we are talking about what's been going on in New York. Apparently, there has been a new statue that has been erected, and surprisingly, people are upset about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this is so funny because I've been recently getting into the whole Twitch and streaming thing because I'm really thinking about doing that. And I was watching DDG's YouTube and I saw him in New York and he took a picture with this statue. It's about 12 feet tall, it's a Black woman. And it was so funny because he didn't say anything negative about it. As soon as he saw it, he was actually like in awe and he took a picture with it. And he didn't say anything negative about it. So I wasn't even aware that there was possibly any negativity being said about it. And so I got on Twitter a few days ago and I realized that y'all have made a petition to take this statue down. I am embarrassed. I don't. I'm really trying to find the words to say it, but it's just like at this point, I feel like the raccoon behavior is honestly getting out of control within the Black community. It's like y'all are doing this thing where y'all think that y'all are so intellectual that you actually end up circling right back to the same pseudoscience and white supremacist like mindset and talking points. The fact that there are pseudo intellectual Black people on Twitter who are agreeing with racist white people on this statue, that should tell you enough that you should rethink your politics. I'm disgusted at the fact that people think that what this statue looks like is a part of the problem, because the statue, as you can see in the photos, people are using the word fat, but I mean, she's clearly just regular bodied. I mean, I feel like this is a body that we all see, and this is a body that majority of our mothers have, especially after childbirth or whatever the case may be. This is a very normal body. This is a very average body. This is a body that you will see walking down any state in America. And as somebody that lives in Ghana, I mean, this is the body that I see every day, and I'm disgusted at the fact that you guys feel that this is a bad representation of Black women. How? Because of her body shape? Like, I'm really saddened at the fact that people are saying that this is a bad representation of Black women. Because in order for me to believe that, I would have to then believe that the average Black woman is a bad representation, or I would have to believe that you guys see the average Black woman as a disgrace. And now it makes sense because I do know that the average Black man, Black woman, whoever, does have such negative views on their own community. But it's disgusting that you guys would see a statue like this and say, "Oh, this is vile. This is going to cause so much hatred towards Black women." Is it? Or is it that you have internalized anti-Blackness so much to such a degree that when you see a body that is actually average, that does not fit the description of Black excellence, when you see a body that does not look like what would be on the first season of America's Next Top Model, when you see a body that you don't see often in magazines, now all of a sudden this is a bad representation. What also bothers me about this is you see conversations about light skin representation and biracial representation that just floods our media and our film spaces, right? And when it's a biracial person, we all come together to say, oh, this is wrong. When it's Zendaya, when it's Amanda Steinberg, when it's all of these different people who have taken up spaces, no shade, not necessarily Zendaya. Zendaya knows better than that. But when it's people like Amanda Steinberg or whatever, you know, when we watch people take up spaces that we know they should not be taking up, when we are talking about stories about the average Black person, right? And then when we get the representation of the average Black woman, you guys are unsatisfied. You guys have the audacity to be embarrassed. And that is really, really, really heart-wrenching. But I do want to shout out to people like DDG and people who have been like praising this statue, people who are fighting to make sure that this statue stays. From my understanding, this statue wasn't even supposed to be up for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, the statue was only supposed to be up for like a few months, if that. And the fact that people are like petitioning for it to be taken down because you believe that this is going to cause hatred towards Black women, as if Black women don't receive hatred just by the sun rising. And I also kind of want to say, like, you know, colorism and fat phobia is really beating y'all ass, okay? Like, colorism and fat phobia is starting to eat at y'all's brain, that you don't even really genuinely know what you want in a Black woman. And a lot of these images that people say is relatable to them, y'all don't actually look like. Let me be clear. When you watch an episode of Love and Hip Hop, right? Take away the makeup, take away the glamour, take away the wealth, take away the richness, take away the jewels, and take away the luxury of it. Those are average Black women, right? Rashida, uh, who else is on that damn show? Or even Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's even, because I can't even name Love and Hip Hop, right? When you look at Candy, when you look at Nene, when you look at those women, Portia, Kenya, right, who are relatively around my skin complexion or a bit darker, right? Those are still considered average Black women, not just because of them living in Atlanta and them having a particular lifestyle, but the fact that they are monoracial, dark-skinned Black women, right? And I find it really interesting that now all of a sudden, when the body is not an hour-shaped glass, or when it doesn't look like it has a BBL, or when it doesn't look like it's 120 pounds, now all of a sudden you guys are embarrassed. And this just proves the point, because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen both Black men and Black women talk about this statue, and it just proves when people say, like, there's a lot of Black men who hate their mothers, and that plays a role in the type of women that they prefer, even if they don't have the actual access to those women that they prefer. And it's comments like this that actually proves that statement. And I want to leave you guys with this question. When you guys call for representation, are you calling for representation for yourself? Are you calling for representation so that you can feel better about liking something that you've never really liked, but you want to be able to finally say that you like it out loud? When you guys talk about representation, are you speaking of it from a Black gaze, or are you speaking about it from the white gaze? I really want to understand why this statue is causing, the fact that there is a petition is sad. It's sad. you know, and it's sad because when I look at this statue, I see myself. I see myself, I see my family, I see the women that I see every day in Ghana. I see representation of myself as somebody who's 120 pounds. I still look at this statue and say, yeah, I see myself in that. And the fact that there are people who look like this statue who don't. I also want to give a shout out to the woman who this statue is representing. I really hope that she um, is not internalizing a lot of this backlash. I really hope that she has a community around her to protect her mentally. And I really, really hope that she knows that there are more of us who are enamored and happy that this statue exists in Times Square, New York City. And that unfortunately, the backlash that is happening is actually a bad representation of us in the Black community. Until next time.